Hey, welcome to your practice. The 60-minute class is going to focus on opening through our front body, back body, and side bodies, as well as some handstand prep and introduction. We will use a block in the beginning for some core integration, so just make sure if you're working with a block that begins at the back end of your yoga mat, so you can grab it from lying down. And if you don't have a yoga block, you can do the same movements without. For handstand hands. The cool thing about it, you have the opportunity to practice your handstand hands when you're in a downward facing dog, plank, tabletop, anytime your hands are on the earth. In your handstand hands, fingers are spread wide and you're rooting through your finger pads and pulling towards the center of your palms. So if you imagine that this block is the ground, my hand is gonna grip and then pull. Okay, so see how my knuckles actually lift off? It's actually gripping the earth, and that pull to center is going to help light up my forearms. And all of that's going to help keep you really stable. And the little adjustments in your fingers is actually what helps you kind of gain your balance and keep your stability when you're upside down. Think about like your stabilizer muscles, so your ankles, when you're standing on one leg and your standing balances, same idea. So go ahead and find your way to Shavasana. Again, one yoga block at the back end of your yoga mat, and begin to connect to your breath. As you settle into the earth, if it doesn't feel comfortable to have your legs long to start, you could always bend your knees and just let your knees knock to center. And take a moment to find a shape that feels comfortable, feels supported. Maybe close your eyes if that feels okay. And take your awareness inward. So you connect to the movement of your breath within your body, your physical vessel itself, including your physical body to be a participant in your practice today. What are your muscles and bones communicating to you in this moment? As you start to deepen your breath, allow your awareness to go a layer deeper towards your heart space. The feelings are present. Just mindfully observe what is coming up, and as those feelings and sensations arise, allow it to spark some curiosity. That curiosity then brings in your mind space. What thoughts are moving through. And can you redirect your attention then back to your breath, back to this moment, back to the present. The thought begins to carry your attention away. As you breathe deeply here, maybe taking this transition period as we shift into our practice also as a chance to remind yourself that shapes are just shapes. And so much more takes place in your practice when you're on your mat, even when you're off your mat. Your yoga practice is so much more than down dogs, chaturangas, splits, and handstands. So as you remind yourself this, maybe an intention begins to form. An intention giving your practice a deeper purpose, your movements a grander meaning. So this time reaches beyond the physical. Take a deep breath in through your nose, nice and full. When you're ready, an open mouth exhale, release. And seal your lips and breathe in and out of your nose really full. With intention, start to spread your fingers and your toes wide. You circle through your ankles and your wrists. Maybe taking a little extra attention to your wrists. Going in both directions. And deep breath in, take a full body stretch, reach your hands up and overhead. And take your time to exhale your knees into your chest. Draw your thighs in nice and close. And take both hands to your right and extend your left leg out and down. Send energy out through your left heel as you draw your right thigh in a little bit more snug. And take a breath to the connection point between your belly and your right thigh. Exhale to twist. Maybe keep your right knee hugged relatively close to your body as you rotate, so your back body receives a nice stretch. Your right shoulder drop heavy towards the earth. Now let's take a breath here. Allow your exhale to invite you into greater depth. As you move back through center, and keep your right knee bent, place your right foot to the earth, hips are square. Use your core to lift your left leg up to the sky. Interlace your hands anywhere behind your left leg, whether that's your hamstring, your calf, your ankle. You can find some softness through your left knee. And then let's flex, point, and circle through our left ankle. Head, shoulders, hips all heavy on the earth. And eventually flex your left heel high, pull your toes back towards you, and then press your left leg into your hands. You're going to maintain the length from crown to tail. And press your breath into the earth, so you're breathing deeply to the back of your body. And encourage your left leg towards your body. For one more inhale, maybe a little bit closer. On your exhale, bend your left knee, interlace your hands on left shin, and allow your right leg to extend out. As you reach through your right heel, find that nice squeeze between left thigh and belly. Breathe in. Then exhale, supine twist, left leg tips over you to the right. And focus on the lengthening of your back body as well as the rotation. So deep breath in for length and space. As you exhale all of that breath out of your lungs, find a deeper rotation for that rinse action through your center. As you come back to the midline, keep your left knee bent, land your left foot. As your hips are square, use the strength of your core to draw your right leg up to the sky. Reach behind your right leg, your hamstring stretch, and maybe notice the difference between left and right. You can flex, point, circle with your right ankle. So in handstands, depending on the entrance that you're choosing, having open hamstrings can be a huge advantage, right? So taking the time to create space here, encourage your right leg towards you, and at the same time push your right leg actively into the resistance of your hands, so it's a nice active stretch. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, let your knees both bend into your heart space. Go ahead and reach for your yoga block. And we're going to take this yoga block first between our thighs. Okay, so you're hugging into that block nice and tight. Okay, reach your hands up towards the sky. And other than plugging your shoulders down into the earth, reach up, up, up. Try to lift your shoulders away from your mat. I like to flex my feet here, just so there's more energy moving through my legs. And then check back in with the engagement on the block and re-engage to your center line. Take an inhale. On your exhale, knit your front ribs in. Pull your belly to your spine. Keep that low back as anchored. Inhale to tap your heels to the earth. Squeeze your block. Keep your hands reaching up. On your exhale, bend your knees into your chest. And then lift your hips away from your mat. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, release. Tap your heels to the earth. On your exhale, draw your knees way up into your chest. Lift, lift, lift. And one more like this. Inhale, heels tap. Exhale, knees into chest. Maybe your hips lift off the earth. On this time, on your inhale, squeeze your blocks. Start to send your legs out long. Press through your heels. Then on your exhale, lift your upper body, reach towards your toes. Then inhale, bend your knees into your chest. Maybe lift your hips. Then exhale, push. Belly to spine. Maybe 2 more. Bend your knees into your chest. Squeeze your block. And then push, 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 push. Right, one more time like this. Inhale, knees in. And then exhale, push. Draw your belly to your spine. Squeeze here. Option to reach your hands up and overhead. Try to keep your shoulder blades lifted. Front ribs anchored, belly to spine. One more inhale here. Exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Release, relax. And now this time, let your knees just fall to your heart space. Take your block in between your palms so your block is reaching up to the sky and your palms are on the smallest face of your block. And squeeze into your block. Lift your shoulders away from the earth. Micro bend through your elbows so the pressure is going into your muscles rather than your joints. With your breath in, reach your block up overhead. Press your feet forward. And on your exhale, lift your legs, lift your block, reach to your toes. Then inhale, open up. And exhale, everything lifts. If you want to add in the lift of your hips at the top, you can. One more time like this. Inhale to expand, squeeze your block. Exhale, belly down, lift, lift, lift. Then release, relax, set your block aside, and make your way into your tabletop pose, all fours. So you find all fours, you can start to practice a handstand hand, so fingers really wide. And grip down with your finger pads and pull towards the center of your palms. And you slowly shift forward and back, starting to wake up your wrists. Maybe kind of a circular motion with your shoulders. And then lift to your fingertips. On an inhale, lift your heart, lift your tail, pull your chest forward and through. On your exhale, round your spine, tuck your tail, let your head fall heavy, and again, spread your shoulder blades apart as you round the back of your heart up really high. And come with your neutral spine, start to walk your hands forward. Keep your hips stacked right above your knees and then melt your heart to the earth so you open through your shoulders. Through your upper back, through your chest. Take a big breath in. See if you can sink a little bit closer to the earth on your breath out. And from here, slither forward to your Sphinx pose. So allow your hips to drop to the earth. The shoulders are above your elbows, lift your heart. Pull your belly in. And from here, press into your forearms so strong. And zip your legs together and tuck your toes underneath. And then pull your belly to your spine and lift into a forearm plank. Now check that you have that 90-degree bend from wrists to elbows to shoulders. Continue to grip the earth with your finger pads. Shift forward so your weight is above your arms. Pull your belly in. Reach your tailbone to your heels. Try to light up your quads. Good. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, lower down. As you untuck your toes back to Sphinx, or option to lift your elbows to a cobra shape, kind of seal pose. Good. And then you can stay with your hands forward, or maybe you slide back into a low cobra, elbows hugged in tight, or a higher cobra. And when you're ready, begin to press to the tops of your feet, pull from your center, downward facing dog, pike your hips up and back. Take a moment to pedal with your feet. Then to open to the backs of your legs, and then check back in with the engagement of your hands. Grip the earth with your finger pads, push the earth away. See how much length you can find from your hands to your hips. And rise to your tiptoes and slowly wander forward to the top of your mat. So you want to open the backs of your legs as you go. When you arrive, Heels land softly through your knees and just fold across your thighs. The weight of your head fall heavy, keeping softness in your knees. Feel strength from your tailbone to the sky. Feel your hip creases pull up. And you're going to tip your tailbone up. The front of your pelvis spills towards the earth. Shift your weight a little bit forward and back. Relax your jaw. And with some softness in your knees, inhale to your halfway lift, lean forward, draw your belly in, find all the extension. And exhale, forward fold, release. Your next breath in, rise all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Grab your left wrist and then lean to your right side body stretch. Anchor through your left heel. And you feel a long line of energy from your left fingers all the way to your left foot. Now next breath in, rise to your center, grab your right wrist and lean to your left side body stretch, second side. And press your breath into your right wrist to create a stretch from the inside out. With an inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, soften your knees and hinge from your hips. Halfway lift, lengthen. With an out breath, take a big step back to your high plank pose. Again, grip the earth with your finger pads. Push into your hands really strong, as if you were pushing the earth away and you were in a handstand. Draw your belly in, feel your front body strong. Okay, skull is in line with your spine, so notice if your head is hanging heavy. Next breath in, shift forward to your tippy toes. Knees up or down, lower halfway or all the way. And open your heart up, dog or cobra, big breath in. Thighs are lifted, core is strong. Now press into the tops of your feet to lift your hips to the sky. So then you push to the tops of your feet to lift up. Find more low belly engagement. And from your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels. Option to step in a little bit closer, maybe a couple inches. On your exhale, bend your knees wide, look forward, and maybe take a big hop to the top of your mat. And so hops are how I started with handstands. So every time you hop forward, you have an opportunity to find some float time. Breath in, lift up halfway. And exhale, forward fold, release. Rise all the way to stand, deep inhale. And hands to heart on your exhale. Remind yourself your intention. Take a breath through your nose. And out of your mouth. And inhale, reach to the sky. On your exhale, soft knees fold to the earth. Feel your core. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. High plank pose on your breath out. And inhale, shift forward. Knees up or down, lower halfway. Open your heart up, dog or cobra. Right, down dog is your exhale. Again, push to the tops of your feet. Feel your core pull your pelvis to the sky. Right, one more side. Inhale, heels rise. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Let me take that big hop to the top. When you arrive, halfway lift, breath in. And release, breath out. Rise with your inhale. This time, fold right away on your exhale. Halfway lift to lengthen. Vinyasa or down dog. So we'll meet back in downward facing dog. You can move through your full chaturanga, or you can skip it all together. Listen to your breath. Now to guide your pace. Then from your downward facing dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Right, hips stay square. Right, exhale, push into your hands a little bit firmer. Relax the weight of your head. Take another breath in, lift higher through your right heel. On your exhale, bring your knee into your nose, shift way far forward. The three-legged dog, inhale to reach. Same thing, exhale, knee to nose, shift forward. Shoulders go above or beyond your wrists. One more time, inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. Drop your left knee all the way down to the earth. Push through your right foot, lift your heart and hands up high with an inhale. And on your exhale, rather than sinking down, press the earth away. Pull your belly in. Now reach your tailbone towards the earth. So you get this nice opening to the front of your left hip. And from there, take a side body stretch with your left hand overhead. Let your right hand fall beside you, or right hand to right thigh. And take one more breath in and out. And reach both hands high as you lengthen through center. Release your hands to the earth. Shift back to a half splits. So you might need to scoot your right foot a little bit forward. That's okay. Flex your right toes to your face. Any amount of softness through your knee. Send your tailbone up and back and your heart forward. Think almost like calf through your spine. Root down through your right heel and drag your right heel in the direction of your body. Then start to rebend into your right knee. Send your right to your right foot, standing splits, lift your left leg towards the sky. So when you have a bend through your right knee, don't worry so much about how high your left leg is. Try to keep the squareness to your hips. And if your head is heavy, take a big breath in. And exhale, Shiva squat, bend to tap. Weight in your right heel, lift your heart at the bottom, really find that integrity. And then push through your right heel, left leg to the sky, standing splits. And step your left foot to the back of your mat. Press into your feet, crescent lunge with an inhale. And on your exhale, reaching crescent, lean forward. With that long line from your fingers to your left heel. Take a big breath in. Exhale, goddess, your arms with your shoulder blades kiss for your front ribs neck. And with an inhale, reach forward. On your exhale, bring your hands down to the earth. Push into your hands. One-legged plank, belly to spine, reach back through your right heel. Take an in-breath here. And exhale, push into a three-legged dog. And bend your knee open through your hip. Stay here, step over to a wild thing. Maybe your right toe step behind you, left leg stays long, turn your heart open to the sky. Breathe underneath your body, lift a little higher. Exhale to a high plank pose. So as you unwind, right hand finds the earth, right toes find the earth. Good. Crouching tiger, bend your knees to a hover, shift your hips to your heels with an inhale. Exhale, shoot yourself forward, vinyasa or down dog. And on your breath in, lift your left leg high. And exhale, knee to nose. The three-legged dog breath in. Again, exhale, knee to nose. Feel that transfer of weight to your hands, grip the earth. One more time, three-legged dog with your inhale. Knee to nose. Left foot steps forward. Drop your right knee to the earth. Lift your heart and hands. Again, draw up through the front of your pelvis. So imagine your core strength lifting the front of your pelvis to lengthen your tailbone to the earth, to deepen the stretch in the front of your right hip. Push down strong through your left foot as if you're going to lift your back knee off the ground. And reach your right hand overhead, side body stretch. Again, left hand can fall beside you or go to your left thigh. And gently encourage your hips towards the right just a little bit. Breathe into your right side. And from here, rise up through center. Keep the length in your spine as you find your half splits. Maybe scoot your left foot forward, and then again, think lift forward through your heart, lift back through your tail, hug your left hip crease back in space. And make sure you have at least a micro bend through your front knee. If you have a bigger bend, that's totally fine. You'll still receive the opening. And last breath here. With intention, bend into your front knee. Transfer that weight forward and then pull your right toes to the sky. Try to use your left hamstring strength, drawing your left heel actively back as you lift. And squeeze an imaginary block between your inner thighs. Feel your inner right thigh spiral slightly to the ceiling. Weight of your head is helping to create more space to the back of your left leg. One time, Shiva squat, super slow motion. Moving from your muscular strength, lower yourself down with your strength. Weight is in your left heel, lift your heart, press through left heel. Send your booty back and up as you extend. And right toes to the back of your mat. Crescent lunge, inhale, reach up tall. And on your exhale, reaching crescent, lean forward. Push the earth away with your left foot so you're more buoyant. Hug your right hip forward in space. Strong through your legs, take a breath in. Goddess your arms, feel your front and back body activate, breath out. Good, inhale to reach. Exhale, hands to the earth. Good, one-legged plank, extend your left leg back. Stay in one long line, three-legged dog, push the earth away. Bend your knee and open your hip. You can stay right here or flip over to your wild thing. So moving everything with control today. Slow and steady every transition, working you towards a deeper, more advanced practice. I'm going to press the earth away. That upward energy. High plank pose, slow motion. And use your core, use your upper body, use your breath, your focus. Crouching tiger, inhale, shift back. Exhale through plank. You choose down dog or chaturanga. And then take a big breath in. And open mouth, exhale out. And look to your hands. To keep your elbows wrapped in, lower your forearms to the earth. Dolphin pose. Press into your forearms, walk your feet in. You can bend your knees if your hamstrings are pretty tight. And then in your dolphin pose, push the earth away. Feel that openness across your heart. If you want to, you can look forward and find a little bit of a shift forward and back maybe. Right. Lean your shoulders towards your hands and push back. Let's take two more, shift forward and press back. And one more time. And this might look different for you than me. Press back. Now from your dolphin shape, engage your core, lift your right leg to the sky. Press your forearms, take a big breath in. And exhale, right foot down. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Right. Exhale, left foot to the earth. Then root down with your heels. And be looking forward for this. Try to lift your elbows at the same time back into your downward facing dog. Then in your down dog, take an inhale, lift your heels. Maybe step a little bit closer. Exhale, bend your knees. Take 1, 2, 3 hops, whatever it takes. From the top of your mat, forward fold. And halfway lift, breath in. And fold as you breathe out. Chair pose, drop low with your seat. Inhale, lift your heart in your hands. And on your exhale, chest expansion bind, let your hands reach behind your back body. Interlace your fingers and lengthen your arms, or let your hands rest on your sacrum. You can even have a bend through your elbows if that's already plenty for you. Draw through your front ribs, feel your heart open. Send the weight to your right foot, come to left tippy toe. And flamingo your left heel to your seat. And make sure you're breathing, press into a bound airplane. Send energy back through your left heel. Feel the lift through your heart. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, place your left toes to the earth. Release your hands, airplane arms. Now you're hinged forward. And across your left wrist in front of your right, fingers wide. Lift up, up, up to your crescent lunge with your reindeer antler arms. Elbows are wide to create a diamond above your head. And press your wrists together as you lift your chest. And as you release, bring your hands down to your mat and lengthen through your right leg. Good. Find a couple lifts and lowers to your back heel. And then bend into your right knee, standing splits, lift your left leg to the sky with an inhale. And Shiva squat one time, bend and tap on your exhale. Again, look up, lift your heart at the bottom so your seat can get low, press the right heel, re-extend, standing splits. Okay, from here, step your left toes to the back of your mat, turn all 10 toes to the left, wide-legged forward fold, dive down through your center. Good. You might turn your toes slightly in, a little softness through your knees. Inhale to take a halfway lift. Lean the weight more to the front of your feet, and then exhale, fold it down. Good. Take one more breath here. Tailbone tilts to the sky, that same element of all of our forward folds. Shifting your weight a little bit forward and back, kind of finding that sweet spot that drops you deeper. And from here, we're going to take a halfway lift with inhale. Let's rotate to the top of our mat again, so all 10 toes to the right on your exhale. Push into your hands, one-legged plank, so activate your core on your left quad. Your hands are rooted, and then from there, send your right leg up and back. Stay in one solid line, push into a three-legged dog, right glute is active. Bend your knee and open your hip. Wild thing would be step your right toes behind you. Then take one inhale to open. Exhale to your high plank pose. Crouching tiger, breath in. Shift forward, vinyasa or down dog as you breathe out. Inhale to open your front body. And exhale, downward facing dog. So again, practicing your hops here. Inhale, lift your heels, maybe walk a little bit closer. Exhale, bend your knees. You might just start to tuck hop. Tuck hop. Think about kicking your heels to your seat, transferring the weight to your hands. Eventually you find the top of your mat and fold. At a halfway lift, big breath in. Chair pose, drop your hips down on your exhale and use your inhale to find the lift through your torso. Weight is way back in your heels. When you're ready, start to sweep your hands back for the chest expansion, bind maybe opposite them on top. Make sure your core is active. Transfer weight to your left foot. Start to come to your right to be toes, and then flamingo your right heel to your seat. Stay proud through your heart space and be a little bit lower first, and then push into your bound airplane. Draw in through your belly, and then use that to challenge your right glute and hamstring to light up a little bit more. One more breath in here. And you're going to stay hinged forward. Drop your right toes to the back of your mat to a lunge stance. Release your hands into your airplane arms. Your right wrist will go in front of your left, so a little diamond above your head as you lift. Good. For that press, open your chest nice and full. Big breath in. Exhale your hands to the earth. Lengthen both your legs. Maybe lift and lower through your back heel a little bit. See how that affects the stretch in your front leg. And bend into your left knee, standing splits right leg to the sky, breath in. It's Shiva squat, bend to 10. Feel the intention at the bottom, right heel's hugged in close, belly away from thigh. Press through your left heel, send your booty up and back, feel your left glute work. And step your right toes to the back of your mat. Right, turn all 10 toes to the right. This time bend into your right knee, side lunge. And take your left hand to the earth below your face. Twist your right hand to the sky with an inhale. On your exhale, thread your right hand underneath towards your left foot. Push your left foot away from you energetically to the top of your mat. Then inhale, peel back open, right hand to the sky. On your exhale, bend into your left knee. Switch your hands, right hand to the earth, left hand to the ceiling. So again, inhale. Exhale, thread your left hand underneath. Push your right foot down and away from you. And inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale, all 10 toes to the left to the top of your mat, low lunge. Again, push into your hands. So every time you push into your hands to pick up your front foot, again, another opportunity to practice your handstand strength. Get strong through your right toes. Then one-legged plank, core is tight. Okay. Belly and left glute challenge each other. Three-legged dog, push up strong. Bend your knee, open your hip. Maybe wild thing. Then one breath in to expand open. We meet in a high plank pose, slow and steady. Your breath in, crouching tiger, grip through your hands. Press into the earth. Exhale through plank, chaturanga or down dog. And exhale. Okay. Drop your knees to the earth. High hip child's pose. Walk your hands forward. Melt your heart to your mat again. Take 3 breaths here. If you're really open like me on this, you could also take your block below your hands. You have 2 blocks. You can find a higher setting for your hands to drop your heart into. Wherever you are, take one more breath. Good. Forearms are set up. Go ahead and shift into your forearm plank. And once you're nice and stable here, once you have your breath, pull in with your belly, maybe lift your right leg. And take 2 more breaths. And that second exhale, lower your right foot, maybe lift your left. And last breath here. Exhale, left toes land. Good. And you're going to start to walk forward into your dolphin pose. And root down with your hands, lift your elbows off the earth. You're in a downward facing dog. And on your inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. On your exhale, bring your knee into your nose. 3-legged dog, breath in. Right foot forward to the top, breath out. And from here, push into your feet, reaching crescent on your inhale. Good. Goddess your arms, bring your left knee to your chest on your exhale. Let your hands go to airplane arms. Maybe interlace your hands behind your back. Rise up with your left knee this time. Kick your left foot forward maybe. We're going to fly back into our bound airplane. If you want to release the bind, you can. You're here for 1 breath in. Release your hands to the earth, standing splits as you breathe out. Now, I need to adjust my stance here for a little more space. You might not need to, but begin to set your hands out in front of you. And activate to the back of your left leg. Find your handstand hands, even if you're not going to kick up, grip the earth. Think almost like a Shiva squat bend. You're going to push through your bottom leg straight, handstand hop. You don't need to take as big of a bend, you can just bend the front leg. Handstand hand hop. Good, let's take 1 more. Looking forward, maybe a line between your pointer fingers, right in the center of that. Whenever you're done with your 3rd hop, we'll step into our chair pose, so left foot meets your right. Get low with your seat, take a big breath in. And exhale, forward fold, your hands just wash back. Let it go. And inhale, chair pose. And exhale, just release. 1 more time here, breath in. And exhale, let it go. And inhale, rise all the way to stand. And exhale, fold to the earth. Halfway lift to lengthen. Good. Vinyasa or down dog. We meet back in downward facing dog when you're ready. When you're ready, inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. 3-legged dog, breath in. Left foot takes a step forward to the top, breath out. Press into your feet, draw into your center, reaching crescent with your inhale. On your goddess arms, bring your right knee to your chest on your exhale. And from here, you're going to start to interlace your hands behind your back. So if you want to just keep airplane arms, that's cool. Otherwise, interlace your hands behind you, chest expansion. Bring your right leg with you as you rise. Maybe extend your right leg forward, feel your quad light up, feel your core, plug your femur bone into your pelvis. Stand strong with your left leg. Touch a pendulum swing into your bound airplane. Take an inhale. Standing splits, bend into your left knee, hands to the earth with your exhale. And again, you can kind of like maneuver around if you need more space here. And then upward lift to the back of your right leg. So you can just work your standing split that is moving you towards handstand. You can just work the placement of your hands, finding that grip, hands about shoulders distance apart, gripping through your finger pads. If you're doing kick-ups, you can either bend really deep like your Shiva squat, and use more power to press up, or you can keep your back leg more lifted, just bend your front knee, Looking forward, push. Right. If you're keeping your right leg long, you might think about kicking your left heel towards your seat. So it's kind of like a donkey kick action. Take one more wherever you are. And then we'll land into our chair pose. This time, big breath in. Exhale, airplane arms of each tippy toes. And 2 more, inhale, chair pose, release and reach. And exhale, airplane arms, tippy toes. One more time, chair pose, breath in. And airplane arms, tippy toes. Feel that midline connection. Release your heels, rise to stand, breath in. And forward fold, breath out. Halfway lift to lengthen. Vinyasa or down dog, step back or float back. Good. Right, from here, let's walk our hands back to our feet. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Just let yourself hang heavy. Maybe pinkies to opposite elbows for a moment. And take a big breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale to release. From here, walk your feet wide to the outside edges of your mat and sit into a Malasana squat. Let your knees go wide. You can even use your elbows to kind of encourage your knees open. Hands might find your heart. Take one breath here, just letting that space move into your hips. And then we're going to open through our side bodies a little bit more. Take one more little handstand hop opportunity. Because again, like I said, those handstand hops towards down dog are really how I started getting my hang time, my float time. So from here in your Malasana squat, reach your left hand out to the side, then rotate open, reach your right hand way back. As you come back through center, just switch your hands, right hand goes low, reach your left hand up high. And then come back through center. Find your forward fold, so turn your toes forward, knock your feet back in. And then leaning your weight towards your hands, start to walk forward to your downward facing dog. And again, hands are shoulders distance apart or even slightly closer. Fingers are wide, grip the earth with your hands. Push into your hands like you're pressing your hips as far up as you can. With your inhale, lift your heels. Walk in maybe 3 to 4 inches even. Shoulder your stance the closer your hips already are to being stacked above your wrists. On your exhale, bend your knees. Let your knees go wide like your Malasana squat. Empty your lungs all the way first. Look forward, that center point between your 2 pointer fingers. Start to shift forward and then kick. Think about squeezing that block between your arms. And that block between your knees maybe. Everything hugging to center. And just give yourself a couple hops. And one time you might get some hang time. You can also do this with the wall behind you if you're just beginning. And then breathe. When you're done, find a forward fold top of your mat. Give yourself one breath here. Take a halfway lift with inhale. And then bend your knees and have a seat on your exhale. And from here, go ahead and scooch towards the top of your mat just so you have space to lower down when we're ready. We're first going to send our legs out long for Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. So go ahead and untuck your booty. Yeah. So flesh out from beneath your sits bones. You can have softness to your knees. Have a blanket for a little bit of height. That can be helpful. Pull your toes back towards you. Reach your hands to the sky and press down with your sits bones. Big breath in. Exhale, lead with your heart, lean forward. Find that first point of resistance. And then on your next breath in, lift up and out a little bit. Stretch your heart forward one more time. And then exhale to your depth. Now you can let your head fall heavy here. You can explore pointing and flexing through your toes here. If you want to stay in that pulsation, it's every inhale for length, every exhale for depth. If you have more space, you can take a block in front of your feet so you have more length to reach to. You see how my hands really easily reach my feet. So sometimes I'll take a block so I have extra space and extra grip or extra resistance to grip onto and pull into my forward fold. And give yourself one more breath here. And then take your time, really slow motion, rise up and out. Keep your right leg long, go ahead and bend your left knee in. And then you might even open your hip a little bit here. And let's reach up high with our inhale. Right, rotate your heart towards your left knee on your exhale, side bend. So take your right hand towards your right foot. Reach your left hand up and over. So for me, I like to take my elbow on the inside of my knee and reach over. You might have your right elbow on the outside of your right thigh. It's all up to you. Reach a little bit further through your left fingertips. Maybe you roll your left shoulder back. And press it down. Use your right hand for support. Your legs are going to stay relatively as they are. Take your left hand behind you. And start to shift your weight to your left knee. Reach your right toes forward. And then lift your heart. Lean open. Maybe draw a big circle with your right arm. And then sink your hips down. Send your left leg forward, second side. So your right foot's going to come in, right knee is wide. And your hips can open a little bit up externally to the right. Think inhale, grow tall through your spine. Turn your heart to your right thigh. And then side bend towards your left leg. Again, deciding whether you want your left elbow on the inside or the outside of your left leg is up to you. Roll your right shoulder back. Then anchoring through your right hip to the earth, heavy through your right side pelvis. Okay, breathe your sternum towards your left toes. If you wanted to, I sometimes use my bottom hand as support for my head. So my left elbow's on the earth, my left hand cradles my skull. Then start to push the earth away. Your legs are going to stay pretty much the same. Right hand goes behind you, stargazer. Lift your hips, press your hips forward to that top right corner of your mat. Maybe circle your left arm, checking in with your shoulder. And allow your pelvis to drop down. As you send your right leg forward to meet your left, we're going to bend our knees, place your feet to the earth. As your palms come to stack below your shoulders, fingertips face your seat. Lift your heart, or lift into your full reverse tabletop. Maybe shift a little bit forward and back, opening your shoulders. I like to lift my tippy toes just so I get more range of motion. Let your head fall back if that feels healthy. And then go ahead and release your hips to the earth. Okay. I like to flex my feet here so I can anchor my heels down and hug my heels towards me. That helps me pull in through my low core. Reach your hands up high with your inhale. On your exhale, you're going to lower about halfway down. And on your breath in, you're going to rise all the way back up. Right, two more like that. Exhale, lower halfway down. And inhale, find your lift up, up, up. So your upper back strength at the top. Last time like this, exhale, lower halfway. Drag through your heels, inhale, reach up. Good. On your out breath, lower all the way to your low back into your low boat. Send your feet forward, keep your heart lifted, pull your belly in. And you can flex, you can point, or you can point through your toes, it's up to you. Rotate over to your right. Try to keep both shoulder blades lifted. Look to the right. Maybe reach your right hand towards the back of your mat. And then come back through center. Over to the left. You reach your left hand to the back of your mat. And as you come through center, bring both knees into your chest. Happy baby pose. Big breath through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, release. Sit up for your bridge shape next. Knees stack above your ankles. Press to the backs of your arms, your feet to lift through your pelvis. Maybe find that same Chest expansion bind, tucking your shoulder blades underneath your heart. Press your feet, pull your belly in. Knees and tailbone stretch forward, sternum reaches back, and your heels drag towards the back of your heart space. You take 2 more breaths here. Gently release your bind, slowly lower your pelvis. Right. Take a moment here, just pause and feel. And then we'll take our right ankle on top of left thigh, figure 4. Option to bring that whole figure 4 towards you for a moment. Flex your right toes back to your right shin. Encourage your right knee away from you. Maybe tip a little bit from side to side. Now then we're going to tip that whole figure 4 over to the left. Let your right foot land to the earth. Maybe your left hand catches your right ankle. Keep your right knee moving up and away from you. I like to flex my right heel here and drag my right heel towards the right side of my mat. Heavy through my right shoulder. And explore this a little bit. Find those micro adjustments that give you the stretch to your right seat, to your right hip that feel good for you. Unwind your legs, stack your knees, roll to your left into fetal pose, rest your head into your left bicep. Reach your right hand for the top of your right foot, finding your modified bow shape, pull your belly in, reach your tailbone towards the top of your mat, scooch your right knee towards the wall behind you. Feel that stretch all down your front right side. Hug your heel to your seat, take 1 more breath in. With your exhale, release your right foot. Your right foot's gonna come into a bridge leg as you roll to your back body, left ankle on right thigh for figure 4. Maybe bring that whole figure 4 towards you first. Flex your left toes. Option to take a little bit of movement here before you drop this into our figure 4 twist. And then when this tips over to the right, again, find those little adjustments. Let's shift this into a shape that feels really nourishing for your left glute, your left hip, all the way up your left side body. And try to relax your head and your shoulders. Maybe your eyes drop closed and your teeth part. And you breathe into your body. Sending gratitude to your muscles and your bones, and being proud of each moment in your practice. I'm grateful for every opportunity you have to grow, to expand. Knowing also that you have done plenty. Yeah. You put in the effort and switching towards these deeper openings and towards your easeful Shavasana. Let your knees stack, roll to your right side. Left hand to left foot, modified bow to open with your left quad, left hip flexor. Now really, if you want a really deep stretch here, pull your heel all the way towards your glute. Draw your belly way, way in. Send your tailbone way far forward. And then use your own strength to create that space. When you release from here, you're going to take your time. There's no rush, so just whenever you're ready, roll into your back body. Allow the soles of your feet to come together, knees fall wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand might arrive to your belly, maybe one hand to your heart. And then just settle into the rhythm of your breath. That nurturing flow of inhale in and exhale out. Providing your body with the energy to sustain you through your day and through your life. As your breath widens, expanding in all directions. Let's take your time to eventually migrate into your final relaxation, your Shavasana. If your legs go long right away, if you need anything between here and there, you can add that in. If you feel called to close your class in seated meditation or child's pose, feel free to end there. And as we begin this transition into your final few minutes of your practice, we also pause just to acknowledge the time, the energy, the intention that you devoted to your moving meditation. And allow yourself the next 5 to 10 minutes just to be in your body and to let your practice integrate and absorb. And we'll close here together with a deep breath in through the nose. And open mouth, exhale, release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may your practice serve as your teacher to lead you in living more authentically and loving more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much, and namaste.